I've started the recording.
Yeah, it's the DM's show.
No,
Of
I mean
course
the
it's
not the your part. I mean the show part.
we're recording it. That makes it a show.
Yep.
Mm.
It's being recorded right now, in fact.
All right.
All right.
Hi guys.
Editor,
Sorry I haven't made a video in a while.
Yeah, no, had to go rebuild the Kuel or like batten down the hatches.
Yeah, batten the hatches.
I had to go start our workers' revolution, so that took a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to have permanent recordings of my fumbling. Okay. Time for the episode title with the quote of the day.
Ooh. Oh shit! Where's my notebook?
Go get it.
Here it is. Here it is. No, I have it.
No cards, man. No cards.
Note cards.
I'm also definitely relying on other people to take notes.
Mainly that one, yeah.
You did your time.
Still have the tome.
I would like to request that my sauces be shown.
They're shown.
Welcome
Yeah,
to the
there you go.
Clapcast, everybody.
Look at the two pandas. Cute.
All right. Bam.
Oh shit, oyster sauce is thick. This shit is thick.
Hi everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Command Line.
Patterns and parallels. Maze treaders whose vision is severely constricted suffer confusion, whereas maze viewers who see the pattern whole from above are dazzled by its complex artistry. What you see depends on where you stand. Penelope Reed Doob, The Idea of the Labyrinth, from Classical Antiquity through the Middle Ages.
Thanks for that
Boy.
read, Tarbuck. DJ, I can't help but feel sarcasm from.
No, it's very big brain.
All right. Would you like to recap what happened last time? It has been like 2 weeks.
Yes, it's been longer than that, hasn't it?
I never get to do this, or I haven't gotten to do this in a long time. So I'm gonna continue the bit. Didn't Derek get sucked into a demon vortex or something?
Yes, Derek was abandoned by his friend and left to die, and conveniently happens to not die.
We were midway through stealing your car, and then it happened upon you in the road. Because you managed to disrupt the spell that was being worked upon you via sunscreen?
Indeed, by a sunscreen.
Yeah. So we were at a government orgy type situation with an elephant because we were told that the gubernatorial seat was being handed off between parties.
Yeah, you were at a
in California. Yeah. So we go there to investigate what is true and what is not, and we wind up taking a bunch of pictures of a bunch of ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything that is not the ghosts is out of focus. The ghosts look like... I guess, colonial era settlers.
No, they were like Roaring 20s, weren't they?
I thought they were Victorian.
It's really based on your perspective, guys.
Here, I'm checking the notes, but keep talking.
Lots of shenanigans took place as we kind of fumbled our way around the party looking for useful information. We didn't actually find any information that was like that we were trying to find, other than Ronald Reagan is there, and also nobody remembers what Ronald Reagan sounds like.
Very true.
Well, I there's nothing for me to remember.
Yeah.
That's true. The note I have is Danny hands Sheila his photos, which depict Danny in ominous 1920s attire figures staring blankly at the camera, instead of pictures of the actual party.
Interesting. There may have been multiple generations of ghosts then. Because I remember very distinctly colonial era for the first set of pictures.
I also
I
have
remember Victorian happening.
I remember that this is my
Then we tricked a guard into thinking that we were going to hook up in one of the rooms. I managed to replenish my stocks from the platter of various powdered drugs that was let out for us. We knocked down a wall to find a dead body of
hold
a
on.
woman.
No. Derek knocked down a wall and found a dead body, and then he got grabbed by all these agents. Well, Jack.
Yeah. Freaked out and left. Like, I've been into it before, but I've never killed anybody. I've never even really been around a dead body. So I freaked out and I left.
She wasn't all the way dead yet.
No, but it's hard to tell sometimes. When you see
No.
somebody laying in a pool of blood, you think they're dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Blood
Meanwhile-
and various fluids.
Meanwhile, Danny was like getting wrangled by the head of the party, who was a really spooky, scary guy. There was elephants walking downstairs. It was a whole thing.
We drugged the elephant. We
Did that
rode
happen?
the elephant.
I rode the elephant.
I don't think you drugged
Yeah.
the elephant. I think there was just too many drugs around for anything to not be drugged.
Agree.
The air was drugs.
We hotboxed the castle.
But yeah, you knocked that wall down, and then you got. Where did you get taken?
The basement,
Yeah.
I think. And there was like a bunch of people standing around, like it was probably a Satan star.
Harvard
With like an
nods.
inset ring, and some like blood being drained. And I got sunscreen all up in their ritual, and then I got teleported to the Shadow Realm, and the Shadow Realm has subways. So I was in a Shadow Realm subway station, and then I ran up the stairs, and I almost got hit by a car.
Yeah.
But the car was real, back on Earth, and it was my car.
And it's your
Which
car.
we were stealing.
And the car was yours.
The car is coming from inside the house.
All right.
Precisely, Charlie.
You think you missed anything else, or you think that's everything?
I think we forgot
Let's
the
see.
most important thing. In class, we discussed Plato's The Republic.
That's true.
True.
Yes.
Remember, focus
Everyone
on your
always
studies.
forgets the opener scene. That's why they can just tell you that weird shit's happening in the opening scene, and then you'll just forget about it by the end of the first episode. And then when they reveal it again, you'll be like, oh, "What a twist!"
Yeah. I'm skimming my notes, and I don't think there's anything important that we left out that I feel the need to say right now.
Taking pictures of Ronald Reagan came out blurry.
We didn't. Actually, I never checked those.
Oh,
That's important.
Yeah.
That's a very important detail to remember.
They were developing, and I was trying to make stuff out, but the details were unclear yet. At the time they were still unclear. So
watch Ronald Reagan be revealed to be a reptoid.
Isn't that true in real life though?
And on that note,
I think he was just an evil guy.
And on that note, we cut. Let's see, who's in what dorm again? Do you guys remember?
I'm in 303, Sheila's in 304, Danny's in 305, and Jack is in 306.
Nice.
Right.
I definitely did not note that.
I have a definitely incorrectly drawn map of the dorm.
what room was I again?
304.
And I'm in 303.
Now you're in 305.
Oh.
Derek's in 303.
I'm sandwiched between the D boys.
Mm-hmm.
I got a D for you.
Yes.
Jack, it's
thank
9:30 in the morning. The following Wednesday.
Okay.
So that makes
Or the
today
following.
May 6th.
First day was okay. So the party was on Thursday. Sorry, it's a Tuesday. Your class is on Tuesday. I forgot.
Yeah. So this is May 7th.
Yes.
All right.
Note it down.
It's a very cold summer. It's a very cold summer morning. There's a knock at your door.
Okay. I am still awake. I got up early today because I'm still, fucked up about everything from last week. It was only last week. I pop a Quaalude and I answer the door.
I pop a Quaalude.
Professor Gray standing there in his in like his parka and his what's it called? Hold on top of your head. What's the sock head called, please? A beanie. You got a beanie.
I always thought that a beanie was the billed cap, a cap with a bill and a little spinner on top of it.
No.
I always think of the knit cap as being a toque because
That's
I
'cause
heard.
That's because you're from the north.
I think toque is correct, but I think you just call those propeller caps.
That's a propeller cap, yeah. Anyways, he's wearing that. Oh, and he's got
Pablo from Backyardigans was wearing that.
Irrelevant. Moving on.
Irrelevant, very relevant. Thank you.
Yeah, he's sitting there in a parka and his toque, and he's got like some pajama pants on, and he's looking all huddled up and quite cold. He's got his morning coffee, and he says to you, Jack, I just want to let you know that even with the inclement weather, we're still having class today.
All right. Yeah.
All
yeah.
right.
Okay, I'll be there. And I fade close the door.
While he's walking down the hallway, he calls through your doors to the rest of you, I expect to see you all there too. And he walks off down the hallway.
I've been just in my regular life around the school, I've been strapped the whole time.
Yeah.
Ever since going to that party, I have been strapped the whole time.
Um. Hey, Danny D.
Yo.
Could you how does Danny D deal with the cold right now? Because it's there's about 10 inches of snow on the ground outside.
What?
You said it was summer, my G. Why is there snow?
There's snow.
What the hell? Before I was gonna say, oh, Danny D is in a wife beater and some jeans. No, he's wearing like 3 shirts and shorts. What, 1 layer of shorts and 1 layer of jeans with like really long socks. What he's wearing right now. Danny D did not pack like coats because he didn't think it would be
Yeah.
yeah, he does not have coats, so he's just wearing 3 jerseys.
All right. And
Also, I have a question.
yeah.
When teacher guy passed, Danny D thought to himself, why does he come to personally wake us up? Why?
Got nothing better to do. It's summer.
And
I think
now,
nothing of this generally, but I'm paranoid.
Jack
Paranoid
is
now.
paranoid now. Yeah.
so yeah,
Paranoia is infectious.
Is Professor Gray, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, is Professor Gray
Professor Vulcan Gray.
Yeah, Professor Vulcan Gray. Is he like our like a dorm daddy?
He can be if you want, but not until after the first date.
Okay, normally a dorm daddy is a student.
Oh, okay. I don't know how university works. I
Neither
learned
do I.
programming and got a job immediately.
Neither do I. That's
Hmm.
fine.
You know.
I just know the term dorm mother from pop culture.
Yeah. Sheila, I think you're getting a final recap from, or at least you're trying to get a final recap of what happened to Derek when he went missing.
Sure.
So you're interviewing him right now, in his room. Derek, how have you been?
I've been actually quite fabulous. I'm doing fucking great.
Yeah.
See, I figured something out. So it turns out we don't actually need to sleep.
What?
This is your interview, Sheila. Please
No,
continue.
she doesn't laugh like that. I think she makes a very elaborate on that for me.
Well, you see, if I go to sleep, I see the shadow people again. Can't have that. So, you see, I figured it out.
Now, are they? Do you see the same setting, or is it just sort of a more transient vision?
Sometimes they're here, sometimes it's there.
Okay.
I try not to sleep so I don't have to find out.
Right.
Now, Derek, how many times have you tried to sleep?
Once.
And how many days since then has it been? If it's Tuesday now.
I don't know. I don't really do days anymore. I stopped sleeping. I don't know if you heard.
Okay. Oh, point of order. Did we actually stop off at a motel or something on the way back, or did we drive it straight through?
We're gonna get back to that, or we're getting
Okay.
back to that right now. So as part of your interview, Sheila, you get the recap of what happened, like we just had, but there's also, you're asking for any like after effects, especially with the dream that Derek had. On the way back, you guys, were pretty panicked, and you were driving like through the night, definitely speeding out of your fucking minds. Probably didn't help that literally all of you were at least second-hand high.
At least.
On the way back, it started like pouring raining, and it did not let up until you got it did not let up until you made it all the way back, and it did not stop raining. And in fact, in the middle of that night, it started snowing. And there's been a pretty terrible storm happening for the whole week since.
You said there's 6 inches of snow on the ground outside?
There's 8.
10.
10, yeah.
8.
I wrote a 4 in my book.
Sorry, I thought in my head 1 foot minus 2, which was 10, and then I thought 10 minus 2, and I got to 8. So yeah, 10.
Okay. As someone who's lived in Texas, I can tell you that all of Texas grinds to a halt if there is 3/4 of an inch of snow on the ground. So the outside world is in total chaos.
Yes. It's cleared up around your area now, but there's still the storm's gone, so it's light out for the first time in days. But the snow is still on the ground.
Okay.
The whole western half of the United States was eaten up by a horrible storm.
I see. All right. I've been controlling my upping and downing with drugs.
So have I.
So has Derek, apparently.
A lot of hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Would you like to establish that, Derek? Can you please explain your drug use now?
Yes. So, see, the secret to not sleeping, as you asked, Sheila, is so I got this white powder off of Jack. And I don't sleep anymore. It's fucking great.
I can imagine that might heighten your energy levels for sure.
Now I'll tell you, Jack. You got refilled towards the end of that party, but Derek has been fucking monstering through this, and you have run out again. You're out of cocaine. That refill that I gave you.
All right. Okay.
But you can consider your debt paid.
Yeah.
Pretty much every time Derek asked you for cocaine, it was opened with some variant of, "Hey, remember that time you left me to die?"
Yes, Derek, I remember the time I left you to die.
I could get you some coffee instead if you think that might.
Coffee. Hell yeah.
Oh, because I know that you're trying to use it specifically to stay awake, I have been cutting some caffeine powder into there.
Awesome.
I'm walking away to go get a.
AD is our regular customer.
Danny D, why is everybody on drugs?
As a matter of policy, I don't sell you enough to kill yourself.
Yeah. No. Danny D takes it in moderation.
It's very easy to die using caffeine powder.
You have pills then?
Well, that's part of where the powder came from. Is I'm crushing a caffeine pill from a truck stop.
Okay, yeah, I buy pills from.
Okay. How often are you taking them?
No.
Because I dose you based on that.
Anyways,
Two
to,
a day.
to prevent us from actually being arrested, we're going to move on. Who goes to class first?
Derek first.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Yes, you do go there first because Sheila, when you go outside to get that coffee pot,
Yeah.
Your teacher, Professor Gray, has already claimed it and presumably taken it into his classroom. Simon's figuring it out. Anyways, yeah. He knows how to get students to show up. It's you brew coffee and you take the entire pot.
Good.
Good.
So that's how you two get
Okay.
there. Danny D and Jack, do you follow at an appropriate time?
Yeah. I'm wearing my usual vest over like a gingham flannel because it's cold.
Yeah.
Are there any other teachers around, or like school staff? Somebody with authority.
Albus is always around.
Is there anybody else? I need like a reasonable person to.
You've seen one guy around. He doesn't look like staff. You're pretty sure he's a student.
How tall is he?
How tall is he? I think he's a pretty reasonable height. Let me.
So like 6'1"?
Yes, he is 6'1". He is 6'1", precisely. Oh, god damn it. Internet's being spotty, apparently. Anyways, yeah, he's 6'1", sorry.
Me too.
Yeah, I ignore him. I give him a good eye down, and I'm like, nah, no with I go to class.
Yeah, he seems like a total narc anyway. Yeah, so you all report in to class. You get your paper cup of coffee poured out.
Sheila has mugs that she brings.
Oh, okay.
Sheila has like 10 mugs that I think she's started sharing with the gang.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So
they're all really cheesy and corny and have like pictures of like cats or birds on them or flowers. They're like grandma mugs.
Professor Gray says to you, well, we were just about to get started talking about, last week's reading, but do you have something to say, Danny?
Yes, yes I do. Mr. Vulcan Gray, there's like 10 feet of snow outside. Can I go help shovel that?
Why do you need to shovel it? You live here.
Yeah, we want to keep the school clean and looking good. I want to shovel it.
Guy, they pay people for that.
Can I get
Right?
paid to do that?
Are you trying to grind money right now?
I'm trying to get out of class.
Danny, it's college. You don't have to take the class. Really don't want to, but I'd ask if I'd ask kindly that you just show up. I don't even grade you, guy. It's just participation.
Well, since you asked so nicely, I'll stay.
All right, all right, good. You've all trickled back in. I can only hear Ricardo for a minute. Very weird.
So are we going to talk about Plato's The Republic or what?
Yeah. Has anyone actually done any of the reading? He asks to the room.
Man, if it's spotty cows, man. If it's not one thing, it's an udder.
Yeah, apparently.
Did you just come up with that? What the hell?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
just
my
now.
God. That's OD. What the hell?
I don't know how everybody is getting totally railed by the internet, but whatever.
We're all on the same line, man.
Yeah, we're all on the same line.
Same
Alex.
command line.
Yeah, he asked you all. Did anybody actually do any of the reading that I asked of you guys?
Yes, I read the whole book.
I
Oh,
also
wow.
read it.
Oh, you also read it?
Not like actually me, but
Oh, okay. CJ, did you actually read all of it?
No, I definitely read some of it.
Okay. Is that it you're holding right there?
It is it I'm holding right here. Plato, The Republic.
Yes.
Cool.
Dude, that's Mordecai. What the hell?
All right. Did any other character read it?
Danny read half of it.
That's impressive. What did Danny think of it?
Not enough alien.
Not enough aliens.
That's why he only
Well-
read half.
Well, you didn't get to that part.
He surely is obsessed.
You need to front load the aliens, bro.
Well, Derek, you
That's
seem
my
enthusiastic.
critique.
If you read the whole thing, I find this surprising. Did it click with you in a good way?
Yeah, I've just had a lot of time lately, you know.
You look a little strung
I
out,
suppose you
guys.
would have.
You look a little strung out there.
I feel great.
Yeah. Do you want to describe what Danny looks, or do you want to describe what Derek looks like right now?
Yeah. What's everyone's outfits? We already got Danny's
I
covered.
mean, in terms of like how like disheveled and busted and like haggardy he is.
Yeah.
Derek is yeah, I guess Derek's lost a little bit of weight, but Derek's doing his full big face smile. His eyes look like they're being manually held open to the maximum width. And he's wearing his running clothes. Every time you've seen him, he's been wearing his running clothes, and he's been running quite a lot.
Even though it's been horrifically storming all weekend?
Yes.
All right.
Derek's been keeping up with his running.
Huh. Alrighty.
With fucking Katrina
Actually, less
outside,
sweaty than
apparently.
usual.
Yeah,
Rain shower
like that.
snowing,
Thank
yeah,
you.
game. Yes, exactly that.
Excellent.
Except with a bigger smile.
Jack, how are you decked out?
Green and white gingham shirt with
Dude, you gotta give us a real word.
the dress that fucking not Alice in Wonderland. Do other people really not know what gingham is? It's like it's like a checkerboard almost.
That was the
but
most innocent I've ever heard Tarbuck sound.
it's okay, Roman. The lumberjack shirt, that is red and black gingham.
You mean plaid.
No, it's the
okay.
one that's not plaid.
Right. They're similar but different.
I can't Google anything right now because my phone is phone.
Here,
Does somebody want
I'm doing it.
You know
So
what?
gingham is this, and then plaid is like a little more
It's got more
intricate.
lines.
Yeah.
All right, got it.
Plaid is the real lesbian lumberjack shirt that I bought,
to? Mm-hmm.
which is this.
You have like 3 of these in the house now.
Hmm.
Anyways, so you're lesbian lumberjacked up.
It was the only long sleeve shirt that I could find.
How amazing is it that Simon, who is in my house, has connected, but I haven't? How does that happen?
We're throwing it back and forth, man. We're throwing it back and forth.
All right, so you're lumberjacked out. Yeah, I just want to have their funny winter outfit.
Yeah.
Time for your
and
anime winter change.
also dark circles under the eyes, because I've been using more than usual.
Anyway, Simon, do you want to describe Sheila's costume change?
I get she probably just has like a big like wool brown coat that goes like all the way to her feet, and then is wearing her, normal
Like
knitted.
big dark dress. Hit it again.
Cursed.
Definitely a cursed session.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine until we started. Yeah. Damn.
Maybe it's an element thing.
Probably.
Possibly.
I don't know. Yeah.
I do have to tell you. Oh, go finish your description first.
Big wool brown coat, typical like turtleneck knit sweater with like embroidery on the front.
Damn, are we gonna have to switch the fucking? Simon can't stay connected for like more than a minute. And Ricardo's muted.
I thought this was gonna be me this time.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is happening, guys.
I'm glad I got my. Yeah, I've been muting and unmuting.
Oh yeah, sure.
All right. Well, let's anyways, yeah. So, Derek, did you respond to how the Professor Gray's question about how did your character feel the Republic?
No, I did not hear that question. I think it was a lot. There's a lot going on there, but I kind of like how they're all working together to come up with like solutions. I mean, sometimes people were being assholes, but like they were defining words, they were challenging the things that things were. Justice, man.
I think it's awfully convenient
the spirit of cooperation. Yeah, Derek. Yeah, Jack.
I think it's awfully convenient that the guy thought that the kind of person most fit to rule is the thing that he is. But I gotta say, whoever's in charge being able to think hard about things, that's better than what we've got.
Yeah.
Let's not stray too far into politics, kids. Sheila, you read it. You read it too. Did you have any thoughts for us? You're a journalism major, right? Saigon again. I'll shoot
Yeah,
you.
size standing really still.
Christ. Fucking agony.
I think we have to switch to Discord.
I think we might have to switch to Discord, unfortunately.
That's pathetic. Anyway, switch to Discord.
All right.
Simon, switch to Discord!
I wonder. If
Sponsored
my
by
connection
Buffalo
being-
Wild Wings, everybody.
I wonder if my
Don't eat
connection.
there unless you're a douchebag. Then only eat there. Stay away
Chicken-
from the rest of us.
So like chicken tenders are the ones that are made with real breast meat, right?
Yeah, there's continuous muscle. It's not slurry.
Cool. Yeah, so I guess tenders and boneless wings I'd put on the same level. And
Right. Resume recording. Let's get, for the sake of brevity, I think we're gonna say that the rest of class was less of a shit show than that was, but we're gonna skim over it. There's some general discussion of the book, The Plato's Republic, but no, none of you literally read it except for CJ, who read some of it. So, CJ, you pass. CJ,
Oh yeah.
CJ, just take an advantage on whatever role you want. You get a what is that? What was that called?
Point of
Inspiration.
Yeah, you
inspiration.
take an inspiration. That's what you get for the participation.
Oh yeah.
I read another book in the time we were away. Do I get anything for that?
No, that wasn't the assigned reading.
Fair enough.
I guess I was kind of coasting on the fact that I know Plato's Republic and some of the points in it, but not the whole thing, which I guess Jack also is doing.
Yes, because you said something incredibly vague about it, and I was like, "You haven't read it, I know."
Well, okay, what I was trying to gesture at is that Plato thinks that a philosopher king is the ideal form of government, which I kind of agree to, both in and out of character. But also, it's really convenient that the thing that he is the kind of person that he thinks should run everything.
Sure.
Yeah, I think Sheila agrees with that.
Sheila also didn't read the whole book, so there's at least a third of the book that's literally about that. Anyways,
It just seems like motivated reasoning to me.
I think by which I mean Sheila agrees that a philosopher king is the right type of person to rule society.
So as class is progressing, it there's a lull in it, and at an opportune moment, Dr. Alvis comes through the door without much fanfare. He
is that even possible?
without
Hmm.
doing it without fanfare, yes.
Yeah.
Like if there wasn't a lull in the conversation, no, like you might not have even turned and looked. But he like comes in through the back, and he looks out the window. There's like a whole wall of because you're on the second floor. There's a whole wall of windows. Sorry, you're on the third floor, right? His labs on the. Anyways, you're on the third floor. There's a whole wall of windows, and he's looking out over them, and he's got like a pair of binoculars.
I'll get up and go to the window.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gray sees him and is
shout-
like, yeah, and I think that's about a good time as any to end our discussion.
I want to shout
See you
something
around,
across the
Elvis.
room.
Starts to leave.
Good class, prof. See you next week.
I want to shout something across the room to
One more thing. He says this to whoever listens, probably just you. Or, well, first he says, "Oh, by the way, everyone, the next reading assignment is I have to actually look up.
I was gonna ask him about that.
Yeah, there's a next reading assignment, guys. You can grind in real life for inspiration. I'm telling you this right now.
Is it War of the Worlds?
It is not War of
If I
the
didn't have a-
Worlds.
If I didn't have a
Cringe.
bunch of shit going, I would have read The Republic.
The book we're gonna go over next week is The Undiscovered Self by Carl Jung.
Mm. Good pick.
Also a short book, so you have a real possibility of reading it in real life.
What's that last name?
Jung.
Carl Jung.
Young.
Jung?
That's a prompt to spell it.
That's
for
a
me.
Jung.
Carl Jung believes some wacky shit, so this should be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know he believes in some wacky shit because he's taught in beginner psychology classes.
Yeah, he's taught
Okay.
in Vulcan's beginner psychology class where he's like, yeah, there's not any regulations about what I teach. I just teach whatever the fuck I want.
For scale, and remember that this is me saying this. This is like if beginner psychology had a section on Aleister Crowley.
How many times are you gonna bring up Aleister Crowley today, Tarbuck Ransom?
He's very relevant.
As many
okay?
times as it takes.
He's a very relevant individual.
Fine, Madame Blavatsky. There, I named
No,
a
if I
second.
didn't have self-awareness, I'd think you're trying to insist that I include Aleister Crowley in the story. Anyways,
Was he still alive?
he died in the 50s.
Anyway.
I think. Anyways,
That's what I thought.
Anyways, yeah. You guys, Alvis is looking outside.
I shout something to him.
I mean, he's right there.
I shout something to him. I haven't gotten up yet.
Okay, what do you shout? You shout something at him. He said he doesn't respond to a single word like that.
Can I say what I shout to him?
Yes.
Are there black dots in the snow?
That's close. Come look. Look at those footprints over
Shivering.
there.
Do they look weird? Are they like alien-looking footprints?
You go over.
But
You
then
guys
they-
go over and look, and out the window, there's a couple pairs of footprints of like people like trudging through snow.
Mhm.
There's one pair that doesn't cross any of the what's it called? It doesn't cross like any of the normal paths. It's just like kind of going in a straight line from the far building to yours. And it like stops right at the base wall of where you're at. There's also, and the shape of them is particularly odd. They look like little bird footprints, but like scaled up to human scale, to human size. So they're like Y-shaped.
Did I see anything weird on my morning run?
This is concerning.
I'm gonna say that no, you did not see anything weird on your morning. Well, okay, we can roll for that. I'll say that you didn't see these footprints though; they weren't there yet.
Okay.
Do you have a Google mascot?
Yes, I believe
What is
it's-
it?
I believe it's the Longhorn.
It's the Longhorns.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Texas has no originality about itself.
If you're making a college about Texas, why would you make the mascot not the Longhorns?
Good point.
Yeah. It wouldn't be surprising to me if every university in Texas all had Longhorns.
Derek, you're gonna have to make a roll. So I want you to make a connection roll for me. This is for if you saw anything during your what was it? During your morning run.
7.
7. All right. No. Eat shit. That's what that means.
Damn.
Yeah.
What stat?
Connection.
Now, yeah, the Dr. Alvis is he's like, I've heard of these before. They once cropped up across the pond in the English countryside. They're called the Devil's Footprints.
That feels a bit exaggeration. A bit of an exaggeration.
Now, are we sure that they're not just alien footprints?
I'm just telling you what I've heard on the net, so to speak. Since your cars are out of commission and we need our next story. We ran into this one close from home. Every other newspaper is going to be covering the storm. Who gives a shit about fucking rain that's frozen?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just cold out. It happens.
In May?
Yeah, we need to cover something important like this. I want you to find the source of those footprints.
I mean, for following footprints, there's one way to go. Easy enough, I guess.
Yeah. Alvis Alvis says the rest of you, I'm not going outside though. The cold is bad for my bones. I get a bad headache.
Well,
So let me know if you find anything. I'm gonna be formatting our next thread.
So
Okay, how far away from the window are these footprints? Can I take a picture of them?
They
and have them
walk.
still be
They come
visible?
all the way up to the building. You can just walk outside.
Oh, okay,
Whoa.
okay.
Yeah,
Weather's
but
clear now.
But like from here though,
Yeah,
will
you
it
can.
be visible?
Yeah, they're visible. They just look like weird footprints, kind of. Unless the camera's pretty good.
Derek
Okay.
goes to grab his gear.
Yeah.
I take a picture.
Take a picture and
from the window.
grab your gear and you head outside.
Can I look at that picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, it develops on your way down. The picture comes out normal.
Okay.
Oh wait. I have a different thing I want to address.
Oh, okay.
Yo, the has Derek seen the pictures that I've taken from the party?
There was
I've not shown them to him to protect his sanity.
No, what I was gonna say is that there was definitely a when you got back, there was definitely a recap for Alvis.
Yeah.
He had to convert it into text.
Yeah.
Or well, he asked you to write it, but taking your notes and going over them and asking questions. I don't know if Derek showed up to that.
But Derek definitely showed up to that.
Okay.
Okay. The question I have then is did the shadows look anything like the people in the picture?
Well,
Were their silhouettes like similar?
you see, the shadows can't have looked like the people in the pictures because the shadows were shadows, and these are people. Does that make sense?
But
I love the academic tone to "Does that make sense?"
that's like on LinkedIn when somebody says something and then they just put agree. God, I hate. Anyways, Yeah, Derek. I went into British for a little bit. Derek. So like the shadows have like shapes, right? Did the shapes look like the shapes in this picture or these pictures?
They were kind of like people shaped, so I guess yeah.
You know that thing people do when they have like a headache and they like pinch the bridge of their nose.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm Danny D's doing that right now.
Yeah. Where are those photos right now? Do I still
Alvis
have
would
them
have
in request
taken
queue?
Alvis would have taken them and put them in his quote unquote archive. If you wanted to hang on to some, then he would have given you copies.
Yeah, I would
Derek
say we
wants
can.
his Ronald Reagan photo.
Yeah.
No, it'd be nice to have some copies. Yeah.
I'll say that Ronald Reagan photo, that photo of Ronald Reagan, you got a pretty close up shot. So while it's it's a little blurry, you can tell that it's Ronald Reagan.
Okay, we had two specifically. We had one, we had the selfie of me, Derek, Derek, and Ronald Reagan, and then we had the other one that I took when he was leaving.
Yeah, that one's not as good. The funny one is of course perfect.
Yeah.
Well, it's not perfect. It's kind of like it looks like the camera lens was covered in Vaseline, but you can kind of tell who it is.
Damn, Derek, ejaculated all over my camera lens for meeting Ronald Reagan.
And you're in the photo, so does he show up in the photo clearly or blurrily? Is he as blurry as Ronald Reagan? I mean,
Yeah, the whole photo is pretty blurry. There's no ghosts in the photo though.
Ronald Reagan fighting ghosts.
Anyways, you guys head outside, and like turn to inspect the footprints. They go like right up into some bushes that are like up against the side of the building.
Yeah. Can I look like in them? Is this like someone just with shoes pulling a prank or something?
Doesn't look like it. There's no like
tread.
track. Yeah, there's no like track between the footprints. Derek, you have your hand raised.
I do want to specify because last time I didn't specify. At this point, for this mission, bringing my gear with me means bringing my guns with me.
All of them?
Yes, all of them.
All three.
I would also like to establish I did some research, and Derek would not have had 3 deer rifles in the back of his truck. Derek would have had 1 deer rifle hidden in the back of his truck, 1 shotgun, and another deer rifle in his room.
All right.
Okay.
Just things that I've said.
Sheila, you seem to be the most inspecting of this.
Yeah.
I was just about to break in with a question.
Okay.
So the footprints come up to the wall and then just go nowhere, right?
Yep.
Okay. The window, does it come up to a window, or does it come up to a wall?
It comes up to there's a window, and it's about like 5 feet off the ground, and then like 10 feet above that is another window, and so on and so forth.
Okay. I want to inspect the snow on the lip, the outside of the window to see if it's been disturbed in any way.
All right. Then I'm not gonna make you roll for this. There's on the windowsill. There's a like disturbance of like the same width that looks like someone like stepped on it as a boost. and when you like cast your eyes like farther upward, you see that the next window up also has one of those. And yeah, you trace it up to you see it across, like there are small like footprints on windowsills like going up the side of the building.
I think like all the way up to the roof.
It looks like they trail off towards your dorms
Okay.
Oh no!
on the third
Would that be-
floor.
Would that be pointed out to us?
Pointed
By
out
me right now.
by you
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
And then I'm going to jog back to my room.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Or
Sheila
back to the
starts
dorms
walking.
at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, Derek.
Derek, you're in 304, right?
Derek's in 303. And
Yeah.
once Derek becomes inside, Derek is pulling out a gun.
Very good.
Danny D stands
specifically the
behind
shotgun.
Derek.
Derek is pulling out a loaded shotgun.
Yeah, I'm also gonna be behind Derek.
Okay. So you guys are heading up the stairs with some hustle, and you make it back up to the third floor. When you come out, there's a guy standing there. At least one of you recognizes, and the rest of you might have seen him around. There's a guy of about 6'1" standing there, who is seemingly waiting for you with his own coffee, and he looks like, you know, he's not dressed for the weather, and he's freezing his ass off, like pretty huddled up. He's got a blanket over his shoulders, and he's like, oh good, you're back. Look, you guys know Dr. Alvis, right? Got like a Are you guys like students of his too? Like, is he giving you these same bullshit assignments?
Sheila adjusts her glasses and says to him, "Are you Neil?"
Yeah, I'm Neil.
Okay.
Science major.
Hello.
But you?
Who
Sheila.
the fuck is Neil?
Is Neil?
He's supposed to be in our class, but
Oh shit, Neil! I take my gun off of him.
He looks
Neil, huh?
visibly
Epical
less
stand.
worried.
How
I neglected
tall
to
is Neil?
6'1". You've already made me look this up.
Oh.
I asked Derek to put the gun back on Neil.
This.
I think, yeah. Neil, nice to finally meet you. What are you saying? Assignments? What?
So look, I got the two. I'm trying to take the two classes that have the two classes that they allow, because I'm trying to graduate as fast as possible. My daddy wants me to fast track my career as a scientist. Now, this Dr. Alvis fella, he's the only guy teaching a science course, and right now he's off doing some kind of bird hunt. I don't know what's going on, but
Yeah,
that's in this
I
building.
don't think he.
And
I
we
think
heard
he's-
about it.
I walk past him.
Yeah, Derek starts kicking indoors.
Yeah, whoever remains stopped, he keeps complaining. He keeps talking to.
I'm talking to him.
Okay, we'll address your guys' scene in a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you talked to him? I'm pretty sure he's not even a real scientist.
I
haven't seen a degree or anything.
I think I would have an answer to this question that I haven't asked you. The first question on my interview with Dr. Alvis post-it note is, where did he go to school?
Yeah, he could have remembered that. He would have told you that he's from, wait, I'm skimming.
He said that quickly enough that I My attention is still forward, and I'm continuing to walk it. But I call over my shoulder. A scientist is somebody who does science.
Yeah, he got a doctorate he graduated from the from Columbia University.
Where's that?
That's in New York, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I will double check.
In the meantime, I went to my room and I got one of my tinfoil hats, and I'm making him wear one.
Yeah, it's an Ivy League school in New York City.
Yeah, I mean, I will tell Neil. I spoke to him about this once. Actually, he graduated from Columbia, but I've never seen a degree either. But I mean,
I don't think he's qualified to be a teacher.
that's
I think he's just a nut.
a cogent point. What assignments has he? What's your relationship with him? Because ours is also abnormal, I guess.
So I wanted him to. I'm taking his theoretical physics class right now. Now, last time I went there, I showed up on time, and he had already been there, and he was working on some kind of clockwork machine all over the student desks. I'm pretty sure he's living in this building somewhere.
So are we?
I don't think I've seen him drive here.
We're living here.
The teacher. He's not supposed to live here.
I get your point. You know, he's definitely a character.
What I'm trying to say is this man is wasting my time and my education. I'm supposed to be getting real education right now, and I fear that I'm not going to be able to get it.
I'll tell you what. You know, he's obviously a man with some strange methods. The four of us, I think, are we have an amount of in whether it's personal curiosity or what investment in his eccentricities. I mean, again, he's definitely a character. I won't deny that. That's definitely the truth.
You're not a nut like the little guy, are you? I think they're in league together.
No. I like to take all the sort of claims and speculations with grains of salt until real formative evidence is found. But I'll say that I guess even in the recent past, formative evidence has cropped up where I wouldn't have expected. I'm going on a tangent. Are you? What do you know about the bird situation?
And from there, we cut back to Derek. Derek, you were quote kicking down doors.
Yeah. So here's my imagined layout of the hallway. Let's see.
Yeah, sure, that's right.
So I'm starting at 301, and I'll try opening the door before I kick it in.
Yeah, 301 and 302 are. You've got those blank, right?
Yeah.
All right. 301 is it's unlocked. You open it and it is it's clearly somebody's room. They've got a lot of, brand new textbooks in there, and it's pretty well organized.
Any birds?
No birds, no giant birds.
Window unmolested?
The window's closed.
Someone go check out that window. I'm gonna kick in the next door. Next door.
I have walked past you, and I'm going to my room.
All right. All right. So 302, you kick in 302. 302 is it's empty. It's a barren yeah, it's just a barren room. There's like a bed frame in it with no mattress, and the room's pretty dusty and old. Looks like it's kind of being used for storage at the moment.
Any birds?
No birds.
Window unmolested?
Window unmolested.
Next room.
Jack,
That
what
one's
room did you
mine.
go
I
to?
don't have
You
to
went to
get-
your room, which is
I went
6.
306. Yeah.
306. Your room's exactly how you left it. 303 is Sheila's room.
Nope,
I'm
it's mine.
304.
What? You're 304? Sorry, who was
304.
303?
Derek.
Derek. Yeah, you barge in your own room like you own the place.
Yep.
There the room is unmolested, but you go and inspect the window, and there's a footprint on that window. And as you're like leaning over like towards the window to look at it, you hear a knock from 304, or like something's like kind of
Oh,
shuddering against a wall.
Who's in
Run,
my
kick in the
room?
door. Shoot.
That's your
Like
room,
I'm ready
Sheila?
to shoot when I open the door.
Okay.
I'm going to look to make sure it's not a person before I shoot, but I'm like ready to shoot a bird.
Okay. Yeah, you kick the door open, and
Hey, excuse me. And
yeah, you see a shadow person there, and they are like leaned over. They're like leaned or like crouched down against a wall, like doing something.
I am
You're-
unloading my shotgun.
All right. Behind it is like a desk. You rattle off like all 6 shells in your shotgun, and
my
they all
fucking
just
typewriter.
Drop the shotgun, pull out the deer rifle.
they
Oh
all
my
go clear into that desk right behind it.
My typewriter.
He's hitting it on the bottom. It's crouched down.
Oh god.
So you're kind of like shooting the floor, and also like the book, the part of a desk that has shelves on it on like the left side. It's against that wall, the left wall.
I have to drop. No, I'll keep shooting.
Oh my fucking god.
What I'll say is, after you unload your first gun, let's see, wait.
I would like to be bolting into my room, by the way. Thank you.
I'm quickly doing some. I need some I'm doing some impromptu research real quick. What gauge is your shotgun?
12? That
Of
sounds
course.
like a good number.
It's big.
Yeah, 12 gauge is a heavier shell.
I imagine that furniture is probably dust now.
You fucked that up. Yeah.
No, you've punched a hole into like whatever papers were in there, and you've shredded that one.
I cannot believe you. Those are my master copies of my fucking articles.
Wow, real dick move. Anyways, yeah, whenever you shoot it, it like flickers with static.
Oh.
And from the wall, it's like digging into the wall, you see. It has like it is like ripping out a electronic socket. It's like picking at it with its like fingers to like try and get it out of the wall. I'll say that some of your shells like knock it loose.
Mm-hmm.
Can I?
Anyways, so for the sake of narrative, I'm gonna have that you pause after your shotgun doesn't do anything at all, and those who are interested appear around you.
Yeah, I'm right
Yo.
behind him, screaming.
I observe the shadow.
Yeah.
Does it look like the people in the picture?
Does it look like the 20s? No, it does
Yeah.
not look like a 20s. In fact, yeah, it looks like a shadow of like of a man. Derek, I'll say that while you don't visually recognize it, you feel like you recognize it from that one time you tried to sleep. I'll say that what you had at that time was basically you basically had a nightmare followed by a paralysis demon event.
Yep.
Of like there's a dark shadow man standing in the corner of your room. You're pretty sure this is that thing.
Oh my
I'm
god.
so envious of people who remember dreams.
All my dreams that I remember are really fucked up.
So there's a dark entity in my room.
There's a dark entity in your room, and it's like ripping the wire out of your wall.
Okay.
So the shotgun did nothing.
Yes.
Fight or flight. I think I go over and kick it.
Okay. That's
Just like I charge into my room and I'm like yelling at Derek, and then I see it, and then I like as much as I can like shove him to the side and like push his gun down and want to just like continue that charge and just foot into it.
okay. Sure. Roll instigation,
Okay.
Sheila.
I'm bad at it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
That was really good.
That was really good. I'm impressed. That was
Oh.
quite punchy.
Oh, great.
One.
Holy
Great.
shit,
Fuck
you
me up,
nat
man.
one?
Fuck me up, man.
One is crazy.
Fuck me
Okay,
up.
time to fuck you up, dude. Fuck, what happens on a 1? You know, I thought this was gonna be bad no matter what, and then you did a 1.
Yeah. Me too. I thought it was gonna be bad no matter what. You know what I'm you know, drive my character like a stolen car.
Okay. Happens. Yeah, I think you get so you go and you kick it.
Yeah.
Your foot gets a little like stuck in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like your foot kind of gets like stuck in its back.
Yeah.
Imagining you did like a roundhouse almost.
No, it's just like
yeah,
walking
you know.
forward with a lot of power, and then the leg just like continues in.
Yeah.
The thing.
Your foot gets like halfway through it, and then So Derek, you know how I said it was getting all staticky? You watch Sheila get all staticky for like a split second.
I would love for you to describe the bodily sensation of that.
I was about to.
Okay.
Sheila, it feels like you just kicked a hole in your wall and hit the ground wire inside of it. Like it feels like your foot is suddenly on fire and you're inside a car that's about to explode.
Right.
Sheila,
has anybody actually touched the buttons in their house before? Because I have.
Yeah, that almost kills you.
Yeah. Oh boy, it's like everything is made out of dominoes that are rattling.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sheila and the creature both get they both disappear into the wire that it's holding.
Okay. I'm gonna put that over there.
So let me tell you what Danny D is feeling right now.
I reload my
that,
shotgun.
Danny D is like spooked, right? He's like he's kind of bewildered, but that's not alien shit. So he kind of like he's concerned, obviously, but he's not excited.
Okay.
I'm gonna immediately go in and like look at the wire.
Okay. You go in and look at the wire, and it's like frayed out on the end, and it looks like it has. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to make. I think I'm gonna cause an investigation roll to occur, and this one in particular is going to be a. I think this is going to be an outline. You must discern what is destruction and what is just what the thing was doing to the wire.
Okay. Got good separation, so good for me.
You know, can't be worse than Sheila's.
Literally can't be worse than Sheila's.
Now, do you want to use your catalyst? Do you remember what it is?
Act in opposition to something inevitable.
Okay.
Yes. I think that
can you-
Sheila is gone, and I'm trying to look for a way to get around that anyway.
Oh, so are you trying to like get her back, or are you just because before you were just looking at it?
I'm looking for some kind of like literally any clue that would get me a handhold in order to get her back, because whatever monster that was is super bad news.
Okay. I don't think you can use your catalyst here.
Okay.
I was just raising it as a mechanic to remind everybody, hey, you have a thing that you.
Yeah.
That's 12. You know what? You guys have been rolling like shit. I'm gonna give you this one. Jack, it looks like it bit into the wire. That there is like teeth marks in like a frayed out, like the copper wire has been frayed out and it has been like chomped onto, and there's like an impression of teeth on it.
Okay.
Looks like it broke off like part of the wire. Sheila, you
Yeah, what? What's up?
you feel like you're on fire?
What's my visual stimuli right now?
Imagine that you're like flying down a tunnel at 200 miles an hour and you're on fire.
What do you mean a tunnel?
It feels like you're being like crushed into a barely human-sized hole and pushed through it like a bullet through a gun.
What am I seeing? Is it just dark? Like, what do I have any like sight?
I think it's like you see like raceways of energy going of like orange energy like flying past you.
Okay.
And you see like whatever let's see. Yeah. And then it feels like you slam into a wall. And from like an viewer's perspective, I'm going to say that you guys can see this from inside. Like you see this out perfectly framed through the window of the room. There's like a telephone pole outside, or like a power line outside, and out there's like the drum of like gray metal that is the transformer in it. You see that erupt, and out of it falls Sheila, and also whatever the shadow thing was. They both like tumble out of it, as it explodes. Power in the
Right.
building goes out.
Okay.
The power goes out?
Power goes out.
Okay.
Yeah, that pole outside is out of commish. It's a little on fire, and Sheila probably just fell about 20 feet
Into snow. Into a foot of snow.
into a foot of snow.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take off one of your counters there.
My choice?
Yes.
Okay.
You're fucked up real bad.
Okay.
You
Dead
watch
sprints
the
outside.
Simon, you watch the shadow person.
Do I?
I'll say that your head is propped up in such a way.
Okay.
Where,
I mean, I know she could like fall on her back and then like lean up a little bit.
yeah.
So yeah.
So you watch as the shadow like folds upward, like it doesn't stand upward. It just like kind of like a snake
Like-
almost like gets up and it starts and it like
the Undertaker in the game.
yes, it like makes a
Yeah.
break for the main building. It has
Like
like
dashing?
it has like a gallop almost.
Oh.
Yeah, the footprints are like 4 feet apart each.
But are they bird prints?
Yes. Like
Okay.
whenever like its foot goes to touch the like ground, instead of making like the visual imprint that it has where it just looks like a human. The imprint that it makes is like totally mismatched, and it is that like weird bird foot.
Okay, hell.
I'm gonna run to my room and grab a beer, and then in each hand, and then I'm running for that power station.
I mean, I'm
Like
trying
full
to
on
think.
sprint.
Yeah.
Derek was also sprinting.
Everyone's running up and down these stairs today.
But play a character like Strong Clara, but also she's a real reasonable person. I think she leans up a little bit and then just goes back to collapse back into the snow.
Yeah, you're singed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how are my clothes looking? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Your clothes are still on you, but you are singed, and you feel like something like you just got thrown through a furnace.
The smell of burnt hair because you were wearing a wool sweater.
Yeah.
If you didn't land in snow, you would have been on fire.
Yeah.
Oh god. Now you said we're on the 3rd floor, right? Or dorms on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
Danny D climbs down side of the building.
Fucking what? Why?
Because he can. That's
Why
the quickest way to get down.
1, how? 2, why? There's stairs.
Yeah, but he wants to get down really quickly. He also hasn't climbed in a while, so he wants to do it.
Do you have a rope tied off to your bed or something?
Muscle atrophy and all that. He does it with like his bed sheet.
That is not faster, but all right.
No, I think you're misrepresenting reality.
Am I?
Yes, I think you've gone stir crazy. I think when you guys run out of the building, here Neil is barricading his fucking room from you psychos.
Neil is definitely an alien. I don't know what y'all think.
No, that is a normal human reaction to gunfire. But all right.
I mean, it's a stupid human reaction. I could get through whatever the hell he can barricade.
Anyways, you guys meet up with Sheila outside. Winded.
No.
No.
Dead sprint.
Dead sprint.
eyes on the prize.
Or
I'll be with Sheila.
Thanks.
I see she's not dead.
Yeah. She's probably just like laying face down in the snow with just like tears coming out of her eyes, but like no sound from her, like no sound, no like movement.
yeah. All right, yeah. You guys meet up. I guess Derek's just gonna be Derek's leaving you for dead now.
Not dead.
I mean,
but you
it's a
take
fair
off.
trade.
Sure, but
He's chasing the thing. Go ahead.
yeah, Derek, you take off for the main building.
Yep.
All right.
I'm checking on Sheila.
Yeah. Someone check on Sheila for me, please.
I start taking snow and like covering her with it.
Could start
I think that
burying
would
her
help.
in snow.
Yeah.
Like she's fucking dead.
No, it's like she looks singed. She looks burnt. So I'm like, that can't be good. She needs she needs to get covered with snow to like cool her down.
No.
Like, I think she starts saying stuff as people gather around her. Probably waits a moment. Just says, like, I felt how fast the Earth is rotating, and thinking about that made me catch on fire.
Rad.
Yeah, that's great, hon.
I
I
where
put
am I?
a beer in your hand. I put a beer in your hand, and I'm like, it's for self-defense.
I think she just
and
holds
I give my beer another shake. Yeah, like it shook the fuck up for me running over here, but I give my beer another shake.
I think she just continues the holding and just doesn't do it. Yeah.
Where to go?
Points
Brandon
just in the direction.
Points to Derek like bursting through the doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. Go for. Yeah, you guys go off to catch up with Derek after you get Sheila on her feet and a beer in her hand.
Sure.
There's no way she could walk. There's like no way.
No, she just like spun around and weird.
Yeah.
She wasn't like
I
hit
think-
by a car or anything.
I think what she's doing with the beer is like using it as like she's like just messing with it in her hand, where she's like opened it, but she's not drinking from it, and she's just like,
it shook the fuck up.
that's fine.
Yeah, it's like foaming.
If you open it, it will shoot.
Okay? Yeah. That's gonna go on you. You don't want beer on your wound.
She did it. She didn't think about it. She had it in her hand. She opened it, and then that happened. And I think she just kept holding it, and now is just like gently crushing and like releasing it, just to like be doing something.
This is self-harm. I can't allow this.
We had 2 shots. And you spent one of them. Oh no. Oh no.
What's your I'm not understanding.
If it's electrical, then we can shoot it with beer or something.
Okay.
That's what Jack is thinking. It was the only like pressurized liquid that I had.
I see.
Well, I got pee on it.
All right. And on that note, Derek, you're chasing after your game, I guess.
Yep.
Are you formulating a plan on the way there? because the gun didn't work last time.
The gun did not work last time. I have a few things rattling around in my brain. I've got a 3-tiered plan. I'm gonna shoot it with sunscreen. Sunscreen saved me last time. Tier 2, I'm gonna say some Bible verses at it because it's a demon.
Okay.
And then
That's
tier
really
3, if none of that works, I'm gonna try tackling it. Because maybe Sheila just didn't hit it hard enough.
Okay.
She could touch it. So I formulated 3 plans while I was running.
Okay, cool. Very good. So you track it down the hallway. Indoors, there's no footprints for you to follow.
Are you sure? No, like water? No water. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Thing does not have physical embodiment.
Right. I figured it out.
You go. So you're kind of like Derek. I imagine you're like you're thinking that you're like a SWAT man or something, and you're like basically clearing hallways.
Yep.
There's a snowstorm out right now, so the building is totally fucking empty. Also, the power's out, so it's dark in here, like a huge administrative building. Or not administrative.
I got a flashlight.
It's like the main building, that of the school. You guys stay in the old building.
I will say, having seen that gun no worky, I've put gun away, and I'm now wielding flashlight and sunscreen.
Okay, very good.
I'm going up to this building once I'm sure that Sheila is
With
has
you.
like
I'm here.
with it enough.
I'm here.
Okay. All right. I'm brandishing a can. But no. I'm brandishing a can, getting ready to shotgun it, shaking it every once in a while, and I call out for Derek.
Okay. Yeah, you see him like at the end of a long way, and he's like he like comes out of like a classroom, having just cleared it out, and yeah, you're looking for, and he comes out, he wielding a flashlight, so you see him right away. Cleared like this first, like this side wing that you're in, and you meet up with the rest of them in that meet up, and you're attempting to sneak up on it, or are you trying to like run and find it before it gets away?
Run and find it before it gets away.
Okay.
We're clearing.
I'm just trying to listen.
Right. I've got conflicting things from you. So either Derek has to be quiet so you can listen. You're listening.
All right.
Derek,
Well,
Derek, better be quiet because I want to take a picture.
I would only stop for like a beat.
Yeah, no, you can.
If
Again,
Derek
you're now
immediately
face to
books it,
face.
so-
You may speak. Go characters.
Okay. Hang on. I just like put my hand up to my ear and I'm like gesturing to stop. For Derek to shut up.
I showed Derek my camera and I'm like, I want. Was that audible?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
Okay, cool.
Derek. Your response.
Well, Tarbuck's doing the thing where he's listening, or sorry, Jack's doing the thing where he's listening and holding up a hand, so Derek is stunned.
Okay. Yeah. Jack, you hear from like around corner down in the like main entryway, like right out of this wing. Hear like that same kind of like knocking noise that once things quiet down and you all are standing there. It sounds like tapping on glass.
Okay.
Derek, you round the corner, sunscreen in hand, screen and flashlight in hand, like a true Alan Wake hero, and you come across, see it like backlit by the main entryway, with the sunlight like coming in, bouncing off that snow outside. It's like tapping on a trophy case, and it's like it's like feeling around it for like an opening or something. It's feeling around like the edges when you first see it.
Derek panics and implements all 3 plans at once. So he is charging, shooting sunscreen, and shouting Bible verses.
Okay, well, we need to go down these one at a time. So, I'll go down the list, I guess. What's the Bible verse that he's shouting? And then I'm gonna make him roll to remember it, I guess, because he didn't pick up one.
Derek is going to shout a nice and easy, memorable Bible passage. I forget what it's fucking called, but it's the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want one. I think it's the Shepherd's Prayer.
Okay. Now, I'm going to give you 2 choices here, DJ. Either you can rattle it off right now.
All right, I've put it away. I will confess I've skimmed it, but I will put it away. I think my knowledge and Derek's knowledge are about comparable.
Okay.
I think the most realistic would be for me to rattle it off.
Yeah, no. See, if you can do this whole verse.
Oh, I definitely can. But I can give you the highlights.
No, if you can do the whole this is what we're doing right now. Do either give me the verse as much as you can remember. That'll help your roll. That's what I'll say.
All right.
The better you remember it, the easier your roll will be.
So, 3, 2, 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leads me by still waters. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for he is with me.
Is that all you got?
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall not fear. And then I start saying that over and over again.
Okay. Wouldn't pass in an American test.
While that's happening, can I take my picture?
Yeah, you can take your picture of this totally maniacal scene of him. Like there's sunscreen, like he's like flailing his arms at it for like intimidation, I guess. And there's like sunscreen all over him and like getting flung. Like the cap has come off and it's just like going everywhere. Yeah, so my next question I'll ask you, CJ. So this sunscreen you got, does it have any notable metals in it?
Let me Google a sunscreen that I think you would have.
Okay.
Probably not, right?
No, I just want you. No, you.
Oh, it's got zinc. It's got zinc in it.
Yep.
I mean,
I was just about to say.
Okay. Okay.
Some of them have titanium dioxide in.
That may or may not help or hinder your roll.
Let's see here. Banana boat. Banana boat's a good sunscreen. What have we got in here?
You don't need to read off the real ingredients to a real sunscreen. I just wanted the answer to the question.
Oh yes, it's got some metals up in there.
Okay. So you're attempting to banish this thing, is that right?
I want to kill it.
Okay, you want to destroy this thing.
Yes, I want to kill it.
Okay, I think that I don't think that's going to I think that's going to be a yeah, I don't think you're brawling with this thing because it's not really facing you. I think you're just trying to get it the fuck out of here. So roll separation.
Damn, you just really don't want to let me roll my best stat, huh?
I'm not looking at your stats. I'm just going with what I think is true.
Oh, I'll take it. 22.
22. So what the fuck does this nonsense cause? If you're really good at it, though. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking impossible. And I'm like, 22. If I don't make that work, then like what would? Okay. So here's what I'll say happens. So you've been covered in sunscreen, right? Because the cap has come off and it's just flung all over you, and you're like yelling Bible verses at it. Danny D from behind you takes a picture of the scene. You're not. Are you wearing your jersey right now? You always wear
It
your
definitely
jersey.
has my jersey like number on it, but I think it's not my jersey. It's just like
I'm just wondering if it has your
Right.
name on it.
Oh yeah, it has my name on it.
Okay, I just want that to be known.
Lots.
There's, and you go to like destroy it, as vague as that is, by tackling it by your most powerful skill.
Yep.
And I'll say that with all this sunscreen covering you, it like forms a type of barrier over your clothes that causes you to not like immediately meld with it. And you tackle it to the ground like a standing pillow. Like it goes down like absolutely nothing. Like you're just crashing through like a paper wall. It like stings to touch. Like it feels like this is a bad thing to touch, but you're like you get to where you're basically holding it down. And it's like I'll say it lets out like a wail of a kind. It sounds like a machinic like siren almost.
I start punching it.
Okay.
Do I think it sounds sad?
Yes, definitely.
Is there like a newspaper? This is such a hilarious series of questions.
Yeah, there's a
Is there
stack
like
of
a
newspapers in like a little hopper right next to you.
I grab a handful of them and roll them up into a tube.
Okay.
Can I mean, do you want me to keep going?
Go ahead. He's just punching it.
I take out like a lighter. You know, I have one of the like a box, like a a classic. I flick it open and light them on fire as I'm like pretty gingerly walking over to the situation.
Yep.
Okay, if you're gingerly walking over, then that means I would probably act faster than you. I want to... If it sounds sad, I think maybe we fucked up. I'm going to try and stop Derek.
Okay. I leave this in your hands.
Okay. I'm like going, like, I've got my beer handy still, and I'm like, Derek, cool it, stop.
Derek
Stop.
is screaming
any response?
incoherently.
He is hopped up on cocaine.
You catch the words, "Let me fucking sleep, damn it," but yell really loud.
All right, I'm gonna shoulder check Derek.
All right.
I think
You know
she
what?
was
I
just
think this is
standing there.
the party member that this is going to be the hardest to do.
I'm not necessarily trying to hurt him.
Yeah,
I'm
you're trying to get him off.
disrupt the attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in fact, I think this is so hard that if you wish, you may call it impossible under normal circumstances.
Act in opposition to something inevitable.
Yeah. Now you have to gamble the stat you use.
Okay.
I'll let you pick the stat, though.
Trying to get.
If you can
I'm
argue
still
the
trying
point.
to get my head around what the stats are. I could either see it as separation for
The two of them.
separate the two of them, literally,
Yeah.
or I'm relying on my connection and empathy towards this pathetic sounding electric mess.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's that second one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is connection.
Okay. I'll allow it. Very complex situation, so most things work. If you want to take whatever angle you want to take with it. Have an advantage.
2d20 K1 all in one row. Do you think that'll work?
I mean, what the fuck are you burning?
Simon, did you actually set something on? Okay.
Oh, I forgot the plus.
Oh my god!
Why did it strike out both of them?
I don't know.
I was
Yeah,
looking at my
okay,
stat sheet. I didn't realize.
That Simon was burning something.
That's how I'm. That's her in the situation, just standing over the situation, holding a burning, rolled up newspaper.
Okay. Derek, or not Derek, Jack got a 15 on that one. I think you managed to knock some sense into Derek here. Enough for this thing to like basically like it like kind of turns into a puddle, and like as you push him off of it, it like rolls up into like it's in a fetal position.
Mhm.
Okay,
Like a few feet away.
I drop my torch and stomp it out.
Okay. No, the torch, not the thing.
Okay.
Derek's
All
gonna.
right.
I would, and obviously there's stuff going on there. I have a vision for what I'd like my next move to be.
Yeah.
Is this thing like how much can it move? Is it like, you know?
It's on the floor right now.
Okay. I take another like a really good picture of it this time.
Yeah, it's like it looks like, it's curled up. It looks like a man like curled up into a ball, but like half transparent and all black.
I crouch down next to it.
Get a nice flash photo. Get a flash and a non-flash photo of it.
Yeah.
I'd like to go into my bag and pull up my Walkman,
Okay.
and I'd like to. I look up to Jack and say, "Art, what are we trying to do here?"
All right, there's a beat for the
Derek talk.
creature to make any kind of noise, or for Derek to say something, or
And I can supply a beat, but I would like to push your character if I can. I would like you to push your character. I mean, Jack.
Oh, okay. Well, I was waiting to see if Derek was gonna jump in.
Oh,
with anything.
Tarba, you don't get to
Like...
lean on someone else for this emotion. You have to come up with it yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, I instigated, and then I turned to you, Tarbach. You can't turn to someone else. I just turned to you.
Okay. All right. Like, did you hear the sound that it made? It's pathetic.
He nods, unplug the headphones from the Walkman, and like holds the end out towards the thing and puts the headphones on. And I think
This
she's
could
like,
go so badly.
I think she's like holding out the end of her headphones to it.
Okay.
Or just like near it, letting it like dangle in its direction.
Okay. Here's what I'll say, Sheila. Make this is a connection roll, and I'm gonna give you advantage for this tool that you're using. You're gonna attempt to make a connection with this being.
Connection was the one that I took a point off of, so great.
Which makes sense because you would be scared of this thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, but you're giving me advantage, so it's 2d20.
Yeah.
Flat. All right. 14.
14. Yep, we'll take that. Yeah, you lower.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Oh.
I mean, I wonder if this is my catalyst also, but
You didn't
I
say it ahead of time.
Yeah, I already made the roll. Go ahead.
So you lower the end of the cord into the space that the being occupies.
Right.
When it gets into it like kind of locks in place in the air, like it's being suspended between like two magnets.
Yeah.
And from the headphones, like erupts like a really loud static, like they're about to blow out the speakers.
Yeah.
But from under all that noise, you can hear. You can make out some words.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you make out like words just barely over the static. I'll say you came out with 5 words.
Okay.
Or oh yeah, 6 words. Sorry. Mist, train, need, silver, and gold. That's what I'll give you.
Okay.
After that,
so
yeah.
After that,
I'll say after that, your headphones blow out.
Okay.
Rest in peace, little orange guys.
Rest in peace, little oranges. I'll have to spend $2 at Radio Shack to get more.
Yeah.
$2 is a lot.
The train. Okay, fuck. We gotta help this guy. Silver, gold. Silver, gold.
I walk up close to it. Where I think its head will be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess I could just make out its head.
You can make it out.
Yeah. And I whisper to I whisper to it. Are you an alien?
Um. Uh. I'll say that it like turns its head up to like look at you. Um. But it doesn't like say anything. It's kind of like softly wailing still. Derek, what do you need?
Where's the chem lab?
Um. Fact. Uh. Well, all the labs will be cleared out for the summer except for the one currently in use by
Yeah, I just need the storeroom.
yeah, that'd be in the old building. Um, what are you looking for?
Silver and gold.
You're standing next to. Do you know what you're standing next to?
Oh, a trophy case.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and open the trophy case.
All right, the trophy case is locked.
Sheila stands up. I mean, I think she grabs her gun out of her bag and just point blank.
I would like stop you before you do that,
You're
and
Okay.
just take the
You're
butt
a
of my
student
gun.
here, by the way.
I'm just gonna take the butt of my gun and break the glass,
She
and
nods
then
and
put it back in its holster.
Okay.
slowly puts it back in her bag.
Didn't you pick a lock like a week ago?
Did I?
Yeah.
Me? No, that was a
Well-
question to me.
Okay. Okay.
She's not in that place right now. She's freaked out.
All
I
right.
don't know that she could hold the pick steady.
Yeah.
We got in there anyway.
Okay.
I continue to talk to the shadow. I'm like,
Okay. Bust this thing open. You need to talk to the shadow. What do you say?
I'm like, okay. Raise your hand if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. After the glass breaks. No. I'm doing a bit. After the glass breaks, it like some glass like when the glass hits it, it like rolls off of it like it's a physical thing. So like there's a round spot on the ground where there's no glass, and
Interesting.
it reacts to this by reaching up with one hand and like pulling down a metal off of like a lower rack. A silver metal. Actually, it reaches up with like both hands at once, and they both become like it doesn't stand up. They just become like longer than a normal human limb, and it like reaches
Okay.
up and grabs a silver and a gold medal that are on the bottom rack, and it like pulls them both in. Yeah, you see like when it pulls them in, it like takes them. They like meld into its hands, like its two palms. Uh, the oh yeah, they have the little necklace part, the little fabric necklace part. Um, those like pop off and like fall to the ground. And it's holding in. Look at this. Yeah, in its left hand, it has the silver. It has the silver medal. In its right hand, it has the gold medal, like in the palms, and it like stands up to full height. And when I say in its hand, I don't mean like resting on top. I mean like inside the palm. And inside its head, you can see that like wire that it bit off. It like spins around and turns into like a coil shape of a circle. And then it like takes its two hands and clasps them together, and there's a flash, like your camera going off, and all the lights in the building kick on for a second, and when that happens, and your eyes like readjust to the darkness, it's gone, and so are the metals and that copper it had.
Shaking my head.
I'm gonna pause in contemplation for a second, then remember that there was a lot of gunfire back in the dorm.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna be like, okay, this shit.
I slowly grab the beer out of your hand.
I really want to get a handle on what the fuck just happened here, but I suddenly have some shit to do. I'll be back. Meet me in the parking lot or something.
Yeah.
And I get back to my dorm to take all of my stash and everything and stow it in my car.
Yeah.
It's a clean house, bro.
Yeah, you guys all go out and guys all break off. That's what you go to do, Jack.
We got maybe 20 minutes before the cops show up.
What else? Yeah, sure. Go. That's what you go do. What does everybody else go off to do? As you have a beat before you re-meet.
I'd like to put those headphones in my bag.
Yeah.
And then find like a quiet spot on campus, like underneath a tree, maybe where there isn't so much snow on the ground, and just sit underneath the tree holding those headphones.
Okay. Okay. Eli, I want you to make a roll for me.
Okay.
What are you looking at?
You
got
the
the
I'm
new
probably
building,
just taking
you
on
got
that
the old building. If you want to be looking at something else, you can come up with something else. There's the new building, the old building, and the parking lot.
I think she's looking at the new building.
Okay.
Just thinking about what just happened in there.
Gotcha.
Honestly, she's probably like scanning back and forth, like to both of them, just like retracing her steps over and over again mentally.
Okay.
So, what would you like me to roll?
Another connection.
Not separation, to separate information?
No. For something else. Oh shit.
Let's fucking go. What happens? What happens?
Damn. Oh my god. You hit the 20s at the most opportune times.
What fucking happens?
Okay. Yeah, you're standing there and you're looking backwards and forwards between the two buildings, and like there's like the rush of there's like the flurry of footprints from one to the other that you guys made earlier. There's like the still, like it's still burning the power line that you can like see across from that you burst out of not 10 minutes ago. And as you're looking back and forth, something profoundly strikes you. Up on the up when you're looking up at those the footprints going up like the side of the building, and on the third floor, the second floor, outside that science lab, there's a woman in a white dress standing and like looking in the window.
Like out the window, or
no, she's standing on air looking into the building.
Okay.
She's in a white dress and she has distinctive, like, soft red hair.
Okay.
And as soon as you realize that, and your brain goes, "Wait, what?" She disappears. That's what I'll say happens.
I think she just like at that point takes off her glasses and just like head in her hands. Just
Yeah, you're not even sure like if you saw what you think you saw.
right.
Shit be weird.
Right. Does anybody else have a beat? But I feel like that's gonna be, you're not gonna top that one.
I'm definitely not going to top it, but Derek has a beat he needs to conduct.
Okay.
Similar to Jack, Derek realizes the amount of crimes he's been implicated in. So Derek's going to go wherever Jack's going and hide his shotgun there.
Wise.
Man, I love not owning a gun. That shit is.
Yeah.
Not owning a gun is so cool.
Yeah, dude. I don't have to worry about.
And then Derek's going to black out.
Yeah. Pass right the fuck
Okay.
out.
I am okay. Do you want to pick up and okay. And
I was gonna say what if he passes out in your car so that when everyone goes to meet there, he's just kind of there, in and out. He's still having to come down off the high, but he feels like Derek feels like
park somewhere across town, like 2 or 3 streets down, and then walk back.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you were talking
yeah,
for a
yeah.
second, and then yeah.
So what I think happens is, Derek, you feel relief, feel like you don't have anything watching you anymore. You feel like you've cleared that part of your life. And there is, you stow your gun in his car, in Jack's car, or whatever. And you pass out in the back seat. And you're
Or
kind of in
the
and out of
little
it.
bench thing that I have instead of a back seat.
Yeah, like a little bit. It's just a little bench. You're kind of in and out of it because you're still coming off of a ridiculous high and a ridiculous binge. So you're like half conscious for the recap that's about to take place in the parking lot. Yeah, you guys, Danny D, I'd hate to run over. Do you have a beat?
Nah.
Okay.
Danny D is completely fine.
Okay.
He's only a little bit disappointed that he didn't get to find out whether that thing was actually an alien or not. Even though he doesn't actually believe that it is.
Yeah.
Never know for sure though.
It was unnaturally tall there. Perhaps you're admiring your photos when the others come to meet, or when Sheila rejoins you guys in the parking lot.
Oh yeah, I'm very curious to see what it looks like in them.
It looks exactly like how you saw it was.
Okay.
Like there's no weird magic censoring going on here. There are some pretty freaky photos for sure. Yeah. About 20 minutes have passed, by the way, Jack, and you notice that cops have not shown up yet.
Okay. I think that's weird, but beneficial to me.
Yeah. You suspect it has something to do with the power outage, and also there only being 2 more people on campus.
3.
Nah, Gray cleared out before all this shit hit the fan.
Or I guess he has a house, probably.
Yeah, no, Alvis came in and he's like, "Okay, guys, here's your homework. Have fun with that guy."
Shit. If there's a landline somewhere in the building, I bet that's still gonna be working because phone lines supply their own power. Jack doesn't know that. Wait, actually,
Sheila knows
somebody of the
that.
old world would know that.
Yeah.
Sheila knows
Because
that.
if you only have landlines, then when you pick up the phone, it still works. You're just like, oh, okay, I guess this still works.
Yep.
All right. I feel like that has bought us some time, but not much. So that was a ghost, huh? Did we
You don't
just
even know.
did we just help a ghost move on?
I feel like if it was a ghost, then it wouldn't show up in the picture.
Why?
How can it be tangible but not physical? She just says that to herself, just not looking at anybody.
He doesn't answer. He just says that and then looks at you after you rebuttal. He gives you a look like he doesn't have a real reason.
I ask a bit about the about traveling however it traveled.
Through like through a space that was it was like being in a car crash, but it was hot and bright. I don't what have we gotten ourselves into?
Not aliens, and I am disappointed.
I don't
This
think
isn't
there's
even
a
related to the. This isn't
I
even
don't think
related to the other shit that we've got into.
is it not? How can you
This is
prove
some
that?
new shit.
I mean, no, that was definitely one of the guys.
No, yes, I'm recalling do you remember the sketch I did?
What?
It looked exactly the same.
Sketch.
I'm making up the fact that Sheila probably
We're filling it
asked
in.
Derek to describe what he saw, and then she was like making a mock-up sketch, and then he was probably like, "Yeah, that looks about right," and then, yeah,
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah.
That was one of the guys. So here's my theory, guys. Hear me out. So I think this guy like helped save me or something, and like got dragged in with us, so he missed the train. So he followed us home.
He missed the train. He missed the train.
He missed the train.
The station that you.
Yeah, it was train station. Remember?
I'm gonna go back to the new building and look in that trophy case that we busted in, see if I can learn anything about the medals.
Is that the most interesting choice to make?
It's the lead that I have. We can still keep talking while we go, but that's what I'm gonna do.
Because I want to talk to Dr. Alvis. That's what I think the most interesting angle is here.
Okay. I think you can recall the trophy case. You've walked past it several times.
Okay.
Derek's probably in it.
Derek's probably in it. Oh, I could just ask Derek. Yeah, Derek's probably knows more about this shit than I do. Whose medals were those?
I mean, I assume they were the schools. DM question.
They were like track medals, like track and field medals.
Yeah, that was the track and field trophy case.
Yours is on the other side of that hallway.
Yeah, the nice trophy cases on the other side.
Where?
The ones on the bottom are the oldest.
I just have this soggy, half-burnt paper towel sitting in a cup of water.
Yeah. I'm really glad you didn't set off a fire alarm.
We don't have any fire alarms.
There's one
If
in
you
the
recall.
hallway.
Oh.
I gotta put the
Oh.
fire alarms back up in this house before I leave.
Glad
Yeah.
I could remind you of that.
I think they're gonna be mad if they only have one fire alarm left.
Now, would you like to follow up with Dr. Alvis?
Yes, immediately, please.
All right.
We go into his office. Is he there?
Yeah, you go into, so his office is in like the back of his lab.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a let's see. What did you call it, CJ? You said it was like the storeroom?
Yeah.
Yeah. He kind of has that as his office also, like unofficially, seemingly.
As
He has a lot of
we
dangerous chemicals kind of stored haphazardly.
as we're walking through the lab, I'd like to glance out that window.
You look out the window and you see your reflection staring back at you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, moving on. Yeah. I mean, Sheila would go first. Honestly, she's like, I need to speak with this man.
Yeah.
She opens the door to his office. I mean, it's not already open.
Yeah. It's unlocked. You've been in here like once or twice when you were trying to interview him.
Yeah.
You know that it's also that on top of being his office, he also has like a cot in here.
Sure.
It's like, yeah, he lives in here, and it's kind of a hoarder room. There's like boxes and boxes of paperwork everywhere. But yeah, you go in there and you call out to him, and he's like, oh, did you get the pictures?
Daniel, show him the photo.
Yeah, you all like very tightly squeeze in here.
Homie.
I've been doing that the whole time.
Yeah, no, that's been consistent.
Why did it only just click? Anyways, I show him the pictures.
Do you see this? Right here? And she has like a pen, and she's like, she doesn't mark on it she's probably like using the back of it and like points. Do you see this?
Yeah, he flips through. He's flipping through them. He gets to the one of Derek covered in sunscreen running down a hallway. Like, oh, this one's good.
No,
that
that's not.
That lets you see the scale of it.
Sure.
So, did you catch the devil?
Yeah, I caught him.
Yeah.
It spoke to me.
Oh. If you don't obviously have a notepad, he gets one.
Yeah.
He clears his desk haphazardly and like goes to write down on like a errant piece of paper.
I mean, she'll say, so before that, Derek, he says with like a glance, attempted to destroy my room by shooting it. And then I kind of, in definitely a panic, I attempted to run over and stop it. It was tampering with wires. And then when I made contact with it, it took me somewhere. It took me through the line. Outside.
Like the train?
No.
Pointing to Derek.
Like it took me from the outlet in my room to the dang transformer outside.
Yeah, I assume you look the same, right?
Sure. Probably like, fucked up a little bit.
No, I mean like you look like how you look after you got sent through the Paul line.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah, he could
He's
observe.
probably like taken off the coat just because it's trash now.
Yeah.
You know, she explains the situation and says it took me through a fucking power line, and then I figured that maybe I'd be able to discern some information by touching, you know, an audio cable to it, and then I did, and I tell him what it told me, and then I tell him what happens.
Like tapping his pen on his. He's tapping his pen on his chin. Says, how do you think it got here?
Well, I think it came with us.
Do you think it ran here?
I think it probably rode in the truck.
This
Maybe in my brain.
Derek had mentioned that he couldn't sleep due to dreams with this thing in it.
I want you to come look at something.
I've looked at so many things today, Professor.
Follow me.
It was.
And he like pushes
It was
past
sad and it was hurt, and it needed the metals to pass on.
you.
We'll follow him.
Yeah, he pushes past you. Goes out the door. He goes out the door.
I am the first one behind him.
Yeah. The two little men up front. He's probably like 5'4" with his slouch. He maybe at his peak was like 5'8".
And we're the same height then. Oh.
Yeah. You know, he's still got his lab coat on, but over his bald head, he's got he has really funny. Yeah, he has like an old timey like beret that's like a tan brown.
Okay.
It looks authentic. Anyways,
Okay.
what is it called? Let's see. Oh yeah, no, you guys get to the door, and outside in like the second floor lounge in front of you, Neil is there, and Neil's like, now you psych, and then I was just like, shut up, Mr. DeGrasse, this doesn't matter. Or Mr. Tyson, sorry.
Oh shit! Oh
Fucking
shit,
awesome.
yo!
No one cares about you. And then he just like blows past him to the stairs. Simon, you can look that up if you want. It's a real doozy of a coincidence.
Wow.
What the hell?
Anyways,
I wonder if he was a sarcastic asshole back in those days as well.
that's how I've chosen to interpret him.
Oh, that's accurate to life. He's in
This
real
is
life.
so
He's a
fucking
sarcastic
funny.
asshole.
This is so fucking funny to me. I am the world's biggest Neil deGrasse Tyson hater.
That's so funny.
You know
you
this,
sh-
Roman, about me, right?
Yes.
You should watch his stand-up. It's really good.
This
No,
man did stand up?
I am his biggest
Yes.
hater.
Oh my god.
No, as soon as I found out that this was factually true, that he graduated with his bachelor's and moved on to his master's degree in 1980 in the University of Austin, Texas, I went, now that's fucking hilarious. He is now a comedy character.
Fucking Neil.
Fucking Neil. Anyway.
Okay.
Again, we're blurring fact and fiction here. That's the goal.
Yeah.
Anyways, you all just blow past him like, who fucking cares about this guy? you follow him downstairs into the basement. That's where the computer room is. Found it finally. He and he pulls you over to like a printout. He says, "These are some replies I've been getting on the Usenet." What you reminded me of this strange message I've been getting. I've had to make a new thread like twice in the last week because we kept getting spam mail. Look, and he like pulls it out, and it's like there'd be like a couple like normal replies to your post that you wrote up last week about the Bacchanalia. And then after that, there'd be like several replies of just like pure like nonsense. And yeah, and he's like, yeah, there's hundreds of these.
When you say nonsense, do you just mean like
literally
key
like
smashing or like words?
Like scrambled letters.
Okay, so like key smashing.
Yeah, there's occasionally like the only thing that is the only word that comes up and it comes up like more in it only comes up in the last in yesterday's so he's made a new thread every day, and each day there's like a couple replies and then like a bunch of nonsense. And yesterday,
When did it start?
It started after you guys
The day we got back.
Yeah, it started the day you got back. And yesterday that same thing happened, and except it had the word train just like spliced in there a couple times. And he said that he put it up. He said he put up the new thread about half an hour or an hour ago, while you guys were doing all this. And it hasn't happened since.
Now, would I be able?
In our blog.
I think this makes a great story, Sheila. I think you really got a hit in here.
I think I need to go lie down.
You know, this thing that I want to do, it might take some time. So if you know, if everybody wants to do stuff, that could happen. But what I want is to try and determine if the like key smashing is just key smashing, or if it's like encryption.
Okay. Let's see.
Does
So
Danny
I
know
think you
Rock
say that,
Nation?
and I think Alvis tells you, no, I've worked on encryption algorithms before, and this is definitely just nonsense. There's no pattern to it at all.
Yeah.
I think he would say something along those lines. He would say that he ruled it out.
Does he know about the encryption strategy they used in World War II?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you say that to him?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna make a roll. Dr. Elvis makes a connection roll. Oh wait, shit, no, that's the wrong one. Can I do this? God damn it. I don't know how to use my own bot. Oh no.
Holy shit! Okay, well no, I thought that was a 20. That's the one I rolled. Oh.
2. You say World War II, and there's like a spark in his eye. And then he like winces and grabs his head a little bit, like with his right hand. Um, no, this doesn't look like anything I've come across before. That's what he says.
uh,
So I guess
Yeah,
he
it
has
was the
come
80s.
across the encryption that they use in
In my interview, did Dr. Alice ever tell me about any alternative career paths that he may have followed before ending up here?
Let's see. So he in his past, he told you about like he used to be primarily like an engineer, like for mechanical engines, not for like computers and stuff.
Yeah.
He learned about that later on, but his original work was in um on like agriculture machines and like digger machines.
Hmm.
And yeah, he was like a I was a leading engineer in the field. He doesn't say that right now, but he would have said that in the past.
Yeah.
He brags quite bodaciously about it.
Worked on big industrial vehicles and stuff.
What I'll say is that he on top of working on like big vehicles, he also worked on like small digger small smaller drones.
Drones?
Not like drones as we would know them, but like, he described them as like they are like individualized units. Not just big trucks, no human intervention.
Interesting.
They could have revolutionized everything.
Small autonomous units.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Roomba, but like
Yeah, like a Roomba, but for like farming.
Okay.
as a player, am pretty sure that this thing I'm about to suggest is not what is happening. I think it's probably just static noise. Like if you captured static and then turned it into text,
Okay.
that was probably what most of it was.
Yeah.
That's my actual belief. But I'm gonna like Jack says, what if it's a different kind of file, but it's opened as text?
Well, Jack, it would have you see here at the end there would be a beginning and end string. There would be markers for the data that let you know how you're supposed to open it.
Well, it was an idea.
I ran it out. I ran it out in printer form in block text, but it just came out as this, and he just shows you like snowfall like static.
Okay.
Snowfall, huh?
Yeah, like snowfall static.
Yeah, huh.
I'd like to look at the gibberish, and having interacted with these shadow people, do I have any magical insights? Am I touched by shadow people now,
Is
or
is
is it
that
just
is that how your character's thinking, or is that how you're thinking?
that is how my character's thinking?
Okay.
Maybe I'm special because he like lived it.
Okay. Um. So I think you're trying to separate. You're trying to find sense in nonsense. That's a clear. We have that as a clearly defined role. That's gonna be that's gonna be an outline, a separation role. Please take disadvantage.
You
Gonna
know,
keep
this may be a
separately.
shitty time to waste it. I'm gonna waste my inspiration.
Oh, okay. It is now a normal roll.
18.
Let's fucking go.
Right, I'm thinking. I have to think a lot this session.
Also, just for fun, I would like to apply the World War II encryption system to this seemingly random jumble of text.
You don't have an Enigma machine sitting around.
That was going to be my response,
Anyways, you
and
would
my
need-
follow-up response would be, you need to go to a library for that. Uh,
We're out of school.
unless you think you could find an Enigma machine.
What do you mean an enigma? What is this? I'm not familiar with this.
Is that an in-character or out-of-character question?
In? No, out.
Okay, out-of-character question.
Okay.
What is an Enigma machine? Tarbug, you answer that. I'm going to think about what an 18 means.
Okay, so
could-
the
I
Enigma
could-
machine goes like this. You have a series of cylinders that have dials on them that you rotate, and then you plug them in to this electrical box. The inside of the box has a bunch of wires with letters on them that you plug into different plugs. The combination of the letters in the cylinders and the arrangement of the plugs performs the code for that day. And then every time you push down on a keyboard letter, a different light pops up and it clicks one of the dials a certain amount. That way the code is different for every single key press.
Oh,
You
interesting.
need the code. Yeah, it's a hybrid electrical and mechanical encryption device.
Fascinating.
If you have the starting position for the machine, then you are able to get the message back out of it by wiring it up the way that it's supposed to be wired.
Right. You know, you have two ends that you know are going to be consistent, and then you can just cross-reference the
Yeah.
system with itself.
But
Interesting.
yeah, and if you really care, I can send you a number file video about it. But
Please do.
the basics are that if you don't have a machine that is specially programmed to solve this kind of thing, it is by human hands totally unsolvable.
Please send me that video.
Alright,
That's
do you
really
want to
cool.
do you
What I
want to
watched?
enlighten Simon as to who invented and used the Enigma machine famously?
I could take a guess. I could take a fucking guess.
Please do.
Was it perhaps the is it a 3-letter organization?
No.
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 Nope.
One letter off there.
Oh, it was the fucking Nazis.
Yup.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. The British there was a vulnerability in the code in that no arrangement of dials and wires would allow a letter to produce itself.
Right.
And the British version of this added that feature in as extra protection, and that one was basically unsolvable.
I see.
By the computers of the day, anyway.
Right.
So this 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have my notebook open. I'm ready to fucking write down what this 18 means.
By the way, look at where the P on the typewriter.
The bottom left.
Yeah, that was weird.
Well, the Y is also not where it's supposed to be. There's some stuff scrambled around on here.
Anyway,
So have here's what I'll say, Derek. Take one hold. You feel like you can read something now. You feel like even the ones that don't say it in plain text, you feel like basically all those messages say train.
So like, as in, it's saying train, or train is in each message.
Like the whole of the message is train.
Oh.
That's what I'll tell you about
Oh.
that. Also, you get really hungry for red meat.
I think it says train.
Yeah, no shit.
Does anyone want burgers?
I would love one.
That sounds good.
I think I'm gonna go get burgers.
Yeah. I think there was oh no, I'm not saying that. Nope. I think there was a McDonald's somewhere close by. Question mark.
I have no idea now what you weren't going to say. But
Yeah,
anyways,
what?
I just didn't want to say it in the accent because I knew I would have messed it up.
Oh, okay. Thought you had like some slur version of McDonald's.
Yeah,
Just
I'd like to go.
whoa.
I'd like to go get a burger so I can heal my one harm.
I thought you were gonna be like an Australian, be like, oh, we're gonna go to Macca's.
Gotta go to Macca's.
I was gonna say there was one version of me saying that sentence in my brain before it happened that said Macca's.
Yeah.
How long was that woman's hair that I saw?
Bob cut.
Okay.
Are you bringing the woman up to Dr. Alvis?
No.
Are you bringing the woman up to us?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to find out whose medals those were. Because I want to know if it's the ghost of the person whose medals those were.
You'll get to read about that next week when it's reported in the school newspaper. Someone fucking broke in and like stole 2 medals. Anyways, yeah, you guys go to McDonald's. You order your meal. Alvis is there with you.
Yeah.
Y'all rode in a car, like crammed in there. And you're listening to like the radio while you're all sitting there eating. And well, I'm not gonna. I don't have it set up to play, but just know that you're listening to what the album? You're listening to Cogs from the album.
Okay.
That comes on the radio. Anyways,
Right?
I'm saying that CJ dipped out.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that we are now winding down.
Okay. Do I heal that connection point because I ate? Is that still what the rules are?
Yes, you heal that connection point because you ate.
Okay, fantastic.
For the 2 of you that are still currently here, eating is how you heal. You just eat a normal meal. You heal a point when you have a meal with your boys.
I have these funny little stickers that are just torn pieces of Post-it note, the sticky part, that are how I'm marking my my stats.
No. I am seeing CJ at the moment. As to whether or not she'll come back. Oh, there she is.
Hey.
Welcome back, CJ. Sheila. Oh, are you there?
Yeah.
Not you, Sheila. Sorry. I started a sentence with Sheila, but I'm not sure if CJ, aka Derek Watson, is here.
Hello?
Welcome.
Hey.
Did your real power go out? Oh no.
Yes, and it's still gone.
Oh no, she's been blasted out. She's just fallen out of a transformer. That's all right. We were about to wind down anyways. Guys, you didn't get to go on the funny Neil deGrasse Tyson side quest. Oh well, that's fine. Maybe next week.
I wanted to chill with Neil, but I had shit to do.
Yeah, we always have shit to do. Neil never has shit to do.
Yeah. Part of me wondered. This is a real wonder of mine. You said that guy's name is Neil in the first session. And I was like, huh, who's that Neil? I feel like Roman wouldn't just name a guy, wouldn't just throw a guy out there without him mattering. So either he was going to be really plot important or he was going to be really goofy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What?
Neil deGrasse Tyson is exactly 6'1".
Yes, that's why I had to look it
What
up.
do you mean when you said you looked it up? Oh shit.
Hilarious.
All right, CJ, it sounds like your internet died or something. So, would you like us to wrap it up here?
Actually, it's back now. I can get back in if we want to keep going.
Yeah. I think we're mostly at a soft place, but I will provide the hook for next week. After you guys get back from your homely meal, local McDonald's, local Mickey D's, you come back and Alvis partakes in his favorite pastime, which is you guys are converting your story into a written post on Usenet, on your Usenet thread command line. And while you guys are waiting there, you get a reply on your old or you get a reply on your new post like as soon as you make it. And need to yeah, you get a reply from user it's from user 246B.
Wait, is that
That's the same guy as last
that was
time.
the one.
Yeah, that's the same guy.
He replies to like your post as soon as it goes up with breaking news with asterisks for emphasis around it. The U.S. military is conducting an illegal nuclear test on home soil. I'm gathering students to lead a protest on the ground at the grounds in New Mexico where they're going to test the bomb. Calling all truth seekers. Help us stop this evil before it begins.
Okay. Boy, going big.
And that's where we're leaving off. Would anyone like to sign off for us?
I was not ready to have my character so quickly thrown into the meat grinder. I guess it's got to be one an episode. So whichever one of you fuckers wants to be next, just think about that.
Yeah. Think about that. Drive like a stolen car.
Yeah.
And with that, that's the end. That's the end of episode 2 of Command Line. Sayonara, boys and girls.